What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kowabunga here. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing another reaction video. We're reacting to the top 10 new games of 2025. So the first half, so these will be games coming out from January all the way up to June. Now, for full disclosure, I'm not familiar with all the games in this list because I haven't heard of, all of them at these shows and whatnot, or seen all the trailers from all, but we're going to watch it, react, and talk about what games we're going to play and some games we might not play but still look interested in. So this is from a channel I really like called Gameranx. They make videos about video games every day, so they have really good content. So I always enjoy watching their content. So I wanted to bring their content over to my channel and we can watch it together. So let's take a look.
We are on the brink of a new year, and with a new year comes new games. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Gameranx, the top 10 new games of the first half of 2025. At number 10 is Sid Meier's Civilization 7, the latest 4X extravaganza.
Civilization 7 coming to everything.
Now, I'm not going to say this is like a major
February 11, 2025. Okay.
They've added quite a few interesting things. First, ages. You have antiquity, exploration, and modern periods. In between each, there's crisis points where you have to decide what elements that you keep from the previous age as you move into the next. I do think that's a pretty cool sounding idea. It also is going to allow you to do some weird alternate history stuff. An example I have seen in the leaders in Civilization.
There's some gameplay for it?
Like
we need some gameplay.
Of revolutionary United States fame, building the Great Wall of China. At the heart of it, though, it's still Civilization. If you like previous games, I'm sure you're not going to be particularly out in the cold with what's going on here. But these are some interesting ways of mixing up the formula that I think honestly sound good. They could not be good. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, great ideas can be executed well, and bad ideas can turn out better than you expect. So we'll have to wait for the pudding to see if the proof is in it. Civilization 7 is coming to PC, and when I say PC, I mean Windows, Mac, and Linux. It's coming to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and Nintendo Switch as well, all on February 11th.
Now, I've never played Civilization, so I probably won't play this one either. I've seen some gameplay footage here and there of older ones. It just doesn't look like a game for me, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. I think it'll be a pretty good game. If they got, there's 7 civilizations, they got to be doing something right for somebody, but it's just not for me.
At number 9 is Assetto Corsa Evo. You might be aware of the beloved racing simulator. It's a franchise.
Okay, this is a PC game.
This
January 16, 2025.
The map they've created for this one is supposedly over 600 square miles. It takes place in Nürburgring. It's real-world terrain, supposedly. I don't know if it's 600 square miles of Nürburgring that are specifically recreated or if it's areas that have been combined into a map. I don't know.
I haven't played a racing game in a very long time. I can't even remember the last time I played one. I think it was probably a Need for Speed or something on the PS4, but it's been a while. But games like these always fascinate me because the cars look really good. I just don't know what else you would do beyond, just racing, 24/7 in the game. I'd love to see if there's other stuff you can do, but
know that. I do know that the developers have a proprietary engine that they have been working on. This game's going to have a day-night cycle, dynamic weather, and apparently advanced vehicle physics. Now, as you know, vehicle physics are kind of lackluster in racing games as a whole now, whether that's arcade or simulation. So I'm interested to see exactly what they mean by enhanced vehicle physics. This one's going to have VR support as well, which I think is a good thing.
This will be fire on VR. I'm not going to lie.
To PC via early access, at least at first. It is going to land on PS5 and Xbox Series later, but January 16th is where you're going to see it pop up on Steam for your purchase.
Now, would this be better than Gran Turismo or Forza? That's the real question.
Action RPG developed by Neopel or Neo.
Coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series, March 27, 2025.
It's published by Nexon, though. It's allegedly a hardcore action RPG, and it's set in the Dungeon Fighter Online universe. Dungeon Fighter Online has been going since 2005, although we in the West didn't get it till 2015. 10 years
Never heard of that game.
This is a single-player game. It is a prequel set 800 years before, you know, what you can do in Dungeon Fighter Online now. And it's about the first Berserker, of course, Kazan. It's kind of a cool idea, and if it turns out to be...
It reminds me of God of War gameplay, even though I know that's not where it's from, but that's what it reminds me of.
Going for
looking at it, you know,
years at
the first time.
Has a built-in audience, and a lot of those people also like single-player games, me in particular. I have played Dungeon Fighter Online. I don't ongoingly play Dungeon Fighter Online, but I'm familiar enough that this definitely piques my interest, and also the footage looks pretty sweet. The first Berserker Kazan is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on March 27th. However, if you want to play it earlier and without paying any money, a demo is coming out on January 16th, and all the save data is transferable to the full game. I love that companies are doing this, to be frank. It's something.
Bring back demos. We gotta bring back the demos. We can't be doing this play test and this beta test. We need demos. I'm tired of not having demos because games are way too expensive for you to buy it and then not like it because you couldn't try it. Because these days, all you can do is either watch somebody play it, watch reviews, or buy it and hope for the best. I'm really, really tired of not having demos. Bring demos back. Normalize that again.
Something that gets me in the door immediately. I am supportive of it. Like, demo culture was basically gone for a very long time there, and it really provides a good way to get people into your game. The flip side is you have to prove it's a good game, but for consumers, that's obviously great. I'm pretty excited about this one. First Berserker Kazan looks pretty cool. Moving on to number 7, it's Killing Floor 3, the latest installment in the co-op First Berserker.
They still make these games?
Series. This one actually takes a pretty big jump.
Okay, PC, PS5, Xbox, March 2025, okay.
This one jumps to 2091. And the reason for that is to plop you into a more dystopian, crazier world where Horzine is more powerful and the Zeds are much more advanced. I think from a gameplay perspective, it's probably a good idea because it gives them a lot of excuses to kind of go full maximalist in everything. It's a bit of a new direction, although it doesn't look supremely different from Killing Floor 1 and 2. They're touting new enemy AI in this game, which I think is good. I just love that we've gone back to talking about how good enemy AI is. Now, it's probably a result of all the AI hype, but if that gives us good NPCs/enemy AI in games, I'm all for it. I don't care why. I just care that it's...
This is a lot better than the new COD zombies we got.
Everybody who's got buddies with different consoles or platforms, Killing Floor 3 is going to have 6-player co-op.
Ooh, 6-player co-op? Okay, I'm into that.
It's on, so PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. It doesn't have an exact date, but Killing Floor 3 is going to land in March. I'm pretty excited for it. It looks great. Looks like a big upgrade, and who wouldn't want that?
Now, I had Killing Floor 2 as a PS Plus game. I downloaded it. I remember downloading it, but for some reason, I never did play the game. Like, I never even turned it on. I just downloaded it, and then I just never got around to it. But if it looked like this, well, can't because it's older, but like, if I knew it was like this, I would have played it. But I didn't know it played like this. This looks fire. I wish I would have played Killing Floor 2. But this, depending on when it comes out and what I'm playing at the time, this is the stream game. This is the stream game on Twitch. That's all I'm saying. This is the stream game right here. I don't think a game like this would have a story. I don't think so. But it might. It might.
And number 6 is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. As you know, the original game has gotten a lot of
PC,
praise.
PS5, Xbox Series,
very immersive and
February 4th. Where's Switch game at?
Doesn't look like there's
a Switch version.
In fact, it looks like they're even more leaning into that commitment to realism. And I particularly like that they're doing that in the combat mechanics, as opposed to just being like, well, it's more unforgiving and that's more realistic. They're talking about the swordplay being much more fluid. They're talking about refining the archery system.
Is there
and
any
as
gameplay?
A byproduct, they might be a little less forgiving, but the idea is to make them more realistic as opposed to just harder. I don't know, some developers seem to have this weird belief that harder equals more realistic, and that's definitely not true. We'll see if it ends up being harder, I don't know. This one's actually got 2 distinct maps, so the world is quite a bit bigger. In fact, nearly double, because both maps are apparently roughly the size of the original's single map. I don't know, in a lot of ways, it really seems like this is a large upgrade from the first game.
Where's the gameplay at, though?
I'm sure it's going to be worth
this is all cutscenes.
PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, February 4th. Moving on to number 5, it's Edam
guess
Fall,
not.
a single-player survival action game by Rebellion Developments. This one's set in alternate
Hey,
history,
PC, PS5,
1960s
Xbox Series,
Britain,
Xbox
where
One,
things went
but not
awry
PS4.
following
Interesting.
the
March 27,
1957
2025.
nuclear
Okay.
disaster. A real event, but also the point of divergence for the alternate history of the game. It's 5 years later. You're a lone survivor, and you're in a quarantine zone. That setup might give you stalker vibes, but it's a little more oriented towards the sort of crafting and survival elements. It's not like a sandbox per se. It's a little more narrative driven, at least from the looks. I could be wrong. The combat looks fairly even-handed between melee and ranged, and looks nothing like Stalker. Like I said,
Okay.
the setup's kind of
cool.
similar sounding, except for in Britain. But the game doesn't look particularly similar. Edam Fall is going to land on the PlayStations, the Xboxes, PC, and Xbox Game Pass.
Interestingly enough, not the PS4. I did not see that, unless they meant to put that in there. But interestingly enough, we gotta let go of the PS4. It's time to let go of the PS4. It's time to let go of the damn near 12-year-old computer. It's time to let it go. Get a PC, get a PS5, get an Xbox Series X, do something, but just, you gotta let go of the PS5. You gotta let go of it. You gotta let go of it.
On March 27th. Moving on to number 4, it's a
I might play that though. I might play that, depending on. I gotta look at the day again, but depending on when it comes out and when I'm playing, that's another game that I'd love to play because it looks interesting. It's first person. It's all about crafting. I love being able to craft and whatnot in real time. So I'm gonna have to get that one a look.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, the 14th major installment of the, story.
Okay, good.
Series.
PC, PS5, Xbox Series, February 14th. Valentine's Day. I know what I'm doing Valentine's Day.
Into what they're actually trying to do with it, I'm interested in the outcome more than the speculation. Obviously, it could be a big.
Now, this game was already supposed to be out, like right now, today. Like it's already supposed to be out, but thankfully, Ubisoft, they saw Ghost of Yotei coming out, so they said, "Nah, we're going once that game was announced." I know that's not really what happened, but once Ghost of Yotei was announced, they redid the date to this year, so they really wanted to craft it to make sure it was good because that Ghost of Yotei game, that might blow this game out the water. I'm just being honest because that's a direct predecessor to Ghost of Tsushima. So I'm just saying, but I have a lot of hope for this game. I'm really excited to play this game. I did not pre-order it, thankfully, because I don't really pre-order games anymore, but I'm still excited for this game.
Heaping pile of dog shit. We don't know. But Ubisoft has been saying they're leaning towards the more traditional Assassin's Creed style gameplay, which is kind of what I want to see in Assassin's Creed at this point. I like the open world stuff.
I don't.
I made it clear that I think both of the types of Assassin's Creed games are good. I like the old school kind just a little better, but I'm also kind of hesitant to lose the open world stuff completely. And this seems like it's very in line with what I want from an Assassin's Creed. I mean, Ubisoft has kind of painted it like.
The only thing I want to say about the open world is that there's just, in Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla, I didn't play Valhalla, but I played Odyssey. There's just too much going on the screen. So like when you pause the game and open up the map, there's just so much this clutter, bloat in the game. Like there's a lot of stuff that doesn't really need to be in there. Like there's all these missions and other stuff to be doing besides the main mission. It's too much. It's just too much. Go back to how Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, and I think 4 was, where you had stuff to do, sure, but not too much. You know what I'm saying? Go back to that. That's what we need.
Like a bridge between old school and new school, leaning a little bit closer to old school. I think Mirage is probably a pretty good precursor as to what exactly they're doing here. You got more stealth, more.
I still gotta beat Mirage. Dang.
More parkour focus.
Forgot about that
They're
game.
saying that the story missions are going to be a little more linear and focused, while at the same time putting you on a pretty big map. You got Kyoto, Osaka, Iga. You got lots going on. Like I said, they've been describing it basically as what I want from Assassin's Creed at this point. So despite whatever arguments people are having about it, it has the potential to be a good game. Now, again, I will say that doesn't mean it's going to be a good game. However, I have some hopes for it, and I will definitely be playing it. Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out February 14th, Valentine's Day. It's going to be coming to PS5, Xbox, PC, and iPad, like I said, on Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine!
iPad. All right, somebody playing it.
And number 3 is Avowed, a first-person RPG coming to us from Obsidian, taking place.
Okay, PC. Okay, so I'm not playing this. PC and Xbox. What date did it say? Oh, February 18th. So just after Assassin's Creed.
I'm just basically completely excited at the prospect of the people who were in charge of New Vegas making a game that looks somewhat like Skyrim. Not necessarily entirely, obviously. There's a lot of specifics to Pillars of Eternity that I'm sure will set it apart. And it's also not just a full-on open-world game. I think it's more of an open zone game. I don't know how, but Sonic Frontiers actually managed to make it so people say open zone. But I guess it's actually a decent description of what it is. They're not levels, but it's not an open world. An open level doesn't sound right. Level implies a certain amount of linearity, so I don't know why I'm getting hung up on this. Avowed looks great. It
does look great.
Doing this type of a game. There's factional stuff that we know is going on, and allegedly you're going to have the same kinds of meaningful choices that you might expect from New Vegas. And again, if you like Skyrim, look at the game. There are things here that will appeal to you. This is a game that I'm pretty excited for, although I'll say it's very easy for me to get confused with certain other games that kind of have this aesthetic, and they all didn't do that great. So I'm really going to be trying to wipe the slate clean as I go into Avowed, because it's done by people who've made this type of game very well in the past, as opposed to a lot of the other games that have kind of looked like this, but they're really just somebody trying to make a game that either cashes in on the aesthetic or ideas of Skyrim. This goes way further than that. Avowed's coming February 18th to Xbox Series and PC, along with Day 1 access on Game Pass. Definitely a must-play for me. And
it looks good. It looks good. It looks good, but I probably won't play it because I'm not really a PC gamer like that, and it's not coming to the 5. It might come to the 5 in the future because, you know, Xbox exclusives are kind of coming to PS5, just like how PS5 exclusives are coming to PC. So there's not really exclusive games as much, but I'm not going to play this one because I don't have the stuff right. I don't have the right stuff for it. That's all.
2 is a Split Fiction, a co-op adventure game coming from Hazelight Studios, the creators of It Takes Two, and obviously...
Okay, PC, PS5, Xbox Series, March 6, 2025, mark the calendars.
The roles of Mio and Zoe, who are 2 different writers, a science fiction writer and a fantasy writer, and basically it takes them through an adventure that you could probably figure out exactly what it is, combines both worlds and makes them have to collaborate. I don't know, actually a pretty good idea for an adventure game. Something else that I think is really cool, you have to play it co-op, obviously, it's a split-screen game, but they're doing something pretty cool here called the Friends Pass. If you want to play the game with a friend and they don't
own just like It Takes Two,
invite them to join the adventure, and it doesn't matter what platform they've got, it's all cross-platform, and frankly, that's cool as shit. The game's coming out on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, March 6th. And finally, at number 1 is Monster Hunter Wilds. I mean, this is going to be a big one. It's kind of hard to avoid Monster Hunter.
Yeah, this coming to everything but the Switch, February 28th, 2025.
It's gameplay, and it looks
I might play this one. I'm
happy with the direction they're taking because Monster Hunter World.
Because I bought Monster Hunter World. Yeah, Monster Hunter World a few years ago. I didn't really understand the game. I didn't really know what I was doing either, so I didn't really enjoy it. But I have to see how this one plays and what people think about the game before I can really make a decision on if I want to buy it. Because I still don't really know what I'm doing. I know we're monster hunting, obviously in the name, but I just didn't know what I was doing or how to play the game that well. So I'd love to watch some other people.
World is this big, sprawling thing. It does a great job at everything that it does. And then they released Monster Hunter Rise a little bit later for Switch and then ported it to PC. And it has a slightly more vertical approach. And it looks like they're taking these sort of Monster Hunter World base.
The game did look pretty though. The Monster Hunter games always look like aesthetically pleasing. They always look good. I've not seen an ugly Monster Hunter game.
Specifically Rise. It's not that I didn't enjoy World. I actually love the hell out of World. But it's pretty old at this point. And Monster Hunter Rise, to be frank, looks like it's older than Monster Hunter World because it was designed firstly for Switch. Wilds just looks like a worldified Rise, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying smart things here or not. We got cross-platform 4-player cooperative multiplayer, so, I mean, this is going to be a fun one for you and your buddies. And it will be landing on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC February 28th. I do have a quick bonus game for you. Metal
Gear Solid 3 Delta
is allegedly coming out the first half of 2025.
PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. First half, we have no idea when.
3 Snake Eater, including all of the original voice cast. Allegedly, there's a couple of new lines from a few people, but it's not like a re-recording of the whole game. It mainly preserves the original. And obviously, it's a much better looking game, uses Unreal Engine 5, but allegedly, they're doing everything possible to maintain the gameplay, at least with some modern quality of life conveniences. I'm personally super excited for when it lands on PS5, Xbox Series, and Windows, hopefully first half. I don't want to wait that long for it. It looks great.
It does look great.
Hopes that this does well and they decide, maybe all of the Metal Gear Solids deserve this treatment. Hell, contract Kojima Productions to finish up Metal Gear Solid 5 when you redo that one too, maybe. Yeah? Get David Hayter as the voice again, you know, that type of thing. Anything is possible when it could provably make a lot of money, right? Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like.
All right, so that was just a good video. A lot of games coming out, you know, between January and June. I blanked out there for some reason. Between January and June, so a lot of good games coming out. Will I play all of them? Probably not. I definitely will play some of them, but that's going to do it for this one. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what games y'all will play from this list or what other games you're looking forward to in 2025. So at the time of this recording, it is now December 30th. I'm not sure if I'll get it up today or New Year's Eve tomorrow, but I definitely want to get it up before the new year starts. So with that said, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.